punctual as always. Let's start, everyone. Move over to AMA question channel, please. AMA question channel. We can start doing the introduction and everything. Hashtag AMA question channel, everyone. Once you arrive, as always, drop a nice hello in so we know you're there. Let's go. Hello, okay. Hello, hello. Let's go, boys. Let's go, everyone. 80 people in here. I need some hellos. Hey, Azuka. Hey, Fiji. Oh, I see Dave. I see Pepper. I see Ricky. Yo. Okay. Let's go, guys. So, Community AMA starting. Today we have the general people here. The brew crew is here, and also as a guest today again, after some time, we have the bartender. Right.
Hello, hello.
Hey. We got Monkey
Hello, hello.
and Space Gnome.
Hello, guys.
And Burner as well, on the clock as well.
Hey,
So as you all know, it's been an exciting week. We have lots of things to talk about today, lots of stuff to share. There are gonna be some sneak peeks today, and then we can't wait to share them. A little bit of organizational matters before we dive in. As you know, we're doing this new format, so we're gonna speak on some stuff, and once we are done with everything, then we will start with the AMA questions from you guys. You can either tag me in the chat once we're done, and I'll read out the question, or you can put up your hand and we will get you on the stage. Don't worry, Papa, we'll talk about this later where I'm from. We're gonna talk about this later. Right, so without further ado, has anyone wants to say anything or make a comment before we start? Boys, anyone?
Hello.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, let's start then. So, the first thing we guys want to talk about is, the marketplace. Why I want to talk about the marketplace? Well, as you have probably seen, we had this new announcement from the innkeeper regarding the USDC option. And we had the poll regarding, scenario 1, scenario 2. And people voted for scenario 1. So, what does that mean now? Because there was some confusion, and why did we even do this? So basically, you have the marketplace, then you list your brewery. Before, you were listing it for meat, let's say 80 meat. Now the buyer can choose to get that brewery and pay for it either in meat or the equivalent of meat in USDC. So right now, if meat is at a price of $1.6, it'll be, if you take an 80 meter brewery, that would be around 128 USDC. So, but you would ask, yeah, but that removes buyer pressure from meat, and why would you do this? And well, before there was a 15% tax, right, on the transaction in the marketplace, and when the seller, when he receives his meat, if he chooses to sell, he has the 10% sales tax on top. Now, if the buyer pays with, USDC, 25% is the tax, and that goes straight to the treasury, and that is good for us because with USDC we don't have to convert it to anything. That we can straight up use it as an investment. We can exchange it for AVAX, or we can bridge it and do whatever we want with it. Before, we were getting meat and we were putting the majority into the rewards pool. But if we wanted to use meat, we would have to swap it, and that would tank the price even more. So with the USDC option now, we have a lot more, flexibility regarding the protocol. Of course, it removes a little bit of, the buyer pressure of meat, but it strengthens it through our, strategy with the investments that we have, and also some we want to make further down the line. I think that's clear to everyone. Chat, does that make sense? Space says yes, Makash says yes, let's go. if anyone has a question regarding marketplace, please ask that later. Someone wants to add something from the boys regarding the USDC?
Like I said, couldn't explain it better. That was perfect.
Thank you.
I think you made it really clear.
Thank you.
It's also just important to state that the treasury is a very important part. So keeping the treasury healthy is important to the protocol. It basically would mean a bottom to the price, no matter what happens with the protocol, if the treasury was healthy.
And also don't forget that the treasury is already full of mead. So the only way, like, to strengthen even more the protocol now is to add USDC, because if we just sell the mead, we're just gonna dump the price. So might as well put back some USDC in it and have the price more stable and a stronger treasury. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I guess I was going to go along with what you just said, Space. The USC edition or USDC edition helps a lot in the treasury because it allows a lot of things, whether it's an investment, whether it's to add more liquidity. Any of those using mead would just require the treasury to sell mead. So the addition of the USDC helps a lot.
I think, with that insight, we pretty much explain it. I mean, we can't explain it more than this. Pepper, this is what we're gonna talk about now. And Earth Abigail, we can talk about the big elephant in the room later down the line when we open up the AMA questions. No worries about that. We want to keep it as transparent as possible. Right, so big topic, guys: tavern games and development. We will talk about both of these and have another section where we called this, where are we going? We will talk about all of these topics, and I'm just gonna name them development, right? Let's just share some development. A lot is happening behind the scenes, and one thing I can share right ahead is it's not just the Innkeeper, right? There's multiple developers working on the protocol. I don't want to share a number, but it's more than one, and it's less than 5. So it's between 1 and 5. Let your imagination run. It's not too Sambo. So, what's going on? Dice game. And you know what? Check the chat, everyone. Check this out. What's up? You wanted sneak peeks? There they are. Yeah, no one's typing anymore, huh? This is fresh from the Innkeeper. Right? So, the contracts are not like the dice game contract is not done completely, but it's very close. Although we don't want to, we don't want to give a release date, but as you can see yourself, we are working on it. We were originally planning to have, a very nice UI and I released it very posh, but we realized, and community members were saying, please release this faster. We need something. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the contract ready, especially the security aspect. We will have a UI that's acceptable, right? We will release the dice game, and then the Innkeeper can continue working on other utilities, and the other dev or devs will work on the V2 version on the dice game. So we will have multiple things getting done at the same time. And Pepper, yes, the game will be played on the Tavern's website. It will be a section, for example, as you have the marketplace, it will be a section called games or dice game. We're still, looking at it. Yes, Fiji. Anyone with meat can play. And the good thing is, I've seen some UI snippets here and there. I saw them today. They're very good. I mean, for the time that we have, they're very good, and we are working on two other games. Of course, Fiji. Of course. Multiple people can work on can play the game. It's a dice game. Everyone can play the tavern. Right. So, what I was saying, we're working on other two games. Dices and the other one are pretty straightforward, guys. The third one, the third game. That is, I mean, me thinking I'm burning out right now. I need to take my t-shirt off. I mean, it's, ooh. I've hinted in the announcements many times. I've hinted something called PvP. PvP. What's PvP? Right now in the chat. What's PvP? What is PvP? Let's go. Let's go. Exactly. Player versus player. It's an exclusive. Listen to this, guys. I can't say much, yeah, but because but listen to this. All I can share is this. It's a game developed from us, completely from scratch, right? The idea is from us. The game is from us. It'll entitle basically a lot of the protocol has to offer, and it will combine it in a PvP experience for brewers. It will be brewery versus brewery. Well, we're not gonna tell you right now what you will do and what will happen, but it'll be you'll need a brewery to play it, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Ooh. I think some sneak peeks can be shared later down the line. Maybe next week, because next week, guys, the next AMA is with the Innkeeper, so the Innkeeper will be here next week, and you might get some more insight. It's a big one, the third one, because the first two, if we talk about development, they don't take so much time to develop, right? 1-2 weeks. The third one will take a lot more time. This is why we also, have multiple developers, because it's an ambitious project. And I'm not just hyping you up for nothing. It's actually something very, very good. I mean, we already have rule sets. We have some graphics. We are just looking at how we will do this on chain, off chain. And I don't want to say a lot, but you guys should right now give a big shout out to Space Gnome. Right now. Big shout out to Space Gnome, because he's the big brain behind the game. We've just been, refining it with him, but Space Gnome is the big brain behind the game. Yeah, exactly. Big shout out to Space Gnome. And we started the idea for the game, for all the games, is to make it accessible to everyone and to make sense to everyone. And they're designed, especially game 3, because it takes a lot more, to be in a position as an investor and actually gaining something from it. And it's not pay to win, right? It's game theory game, right? There's strategies to it. So you need to actually think of what you're doing. It's going to be very interesting to see. It's going to be very interesting to see. I can't say any more though, guys. I know the hype. I'm not building up hype. Trust me, you know me, yeah. It's SD. I'm not bullshitting everyone here, and I'm going to use exactly that word. It's a serious matter. Serious matter. Right. Anyone wants to share anything regarding that? Good. Next thing on the line, we talk about development. It's a big one as well for you, for all of you, and for us, because we think it really is worth it. Is dynamic tags, guys, sliding tags. For those of you who don't know what it is, basically it's a variable tag that changes over time. As you guys have seen, the poll, people voted in favor of 90%, going down 2.5% a day, which would be around 28.9 days, or something like that, when it goes down to 18%. And we are still thinking about it, how to code. The innkeeper said it's codable, and what was important to us and what we've seen also from the community is to code it on as a sell tax, not a claim tax. So basically, right now we're doing this with slippage, and you can only set slippage to maximum 49%. And some people said, "What? How are you gonna do this? That can't happen." Blah blah blah. The innkeeper said there are some functions that we can use at the DEX to have it, being that high. It will be a different function than slippage. So in theory, it's codable. We're still deciding on how to implement it, when to implement it, how it will start and everything. But for right now, the theory is there. We just need to translate it into code. I've spoken to the innkeeper and the team, and he tries to code them simultaneously with the game, but you should expect it to arrive soon. Because for those of you that don't know why the sliding tax, well, basically, if you look at Dextrina, the app that shows you the transactions all the time and the price, you see a lot of daily claims that add up. If you look at the prices of meat that are being sold, most of them are between 1 and 30, 40 meat. There are some, larger sales, but it's mostly small sales, and they add up and they drain over time. So we want to encourage long-term holding by having the sliding tax, and that will work intertwined with our games as well. So if it's a sell tax, you wouldn't get penalized on claiming, and therefore you could use your meat inside the protocol and reinvest in the protocol. We do not want to do that. Why not make minimum sale amount? Well, because if you need some money, you should be able to get it out. I vote that we only never sign tax for those who voted for it. Fiji. Yeah, that's a whale tax called Earth Abigail. That's a sale tax. That's a whale tax. I can't share much about a sale tax at the moment, about a whale tax at the moment. But there's some stuff that we're thinking about behind the scenes. Regarding the implementation, I can repeat this. We have the theories there. The innkeeper looked at some functions at the DEX on how to implement it. There is no code yet, right? There is no code yet regarding the sliding tax. Full focus is on developing to releasing the dice game ASAP, and then working towards the big game, the big game. So that's the current stuff. But he'll try to do it simultaneously. This is also where we have the other developers coming on, guys. So we can work on multiple things. I think if anyone wants to say something regarding that, maybe some info I don't have, bartender, maybe you want to share something. You unmuted yourself, but we can't hear you. I don't know if you're talking. Yeah, no worries. PJ Crypto, it's not months away. No. It's not that far away. No.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, but only one channel works. Like, we can only hear you in one ear.
Oh. I don't know how that.
There you go. It's fixed. It was me.
Okay.
Sorry. Let's go.
Oh, okay. What was I going to add? Well, I suppose I could leave this for the AMA sort of, because I was going to answer some of the questions I saw, but as Berner said, you can save questions for the end.
That's fair.
But in terms of adding to what you said, I think you've covered it all.
Okay. So guys, all the questions, at the end, we'll get on this. You can ask every one of us. We will get back to you. No worries. Right. That was the sliding tax. We talked about Gnome's game. right, where are we going? That's a big one. Where are we going with the protocol? And, the big elephant in the room that we had. What's going on? Why are we not, concerned about price? What's going on with the price? What are we planning to do? Well, basically, and I've said this to multiple in the chat as well, and you have heard me saying it. And again, even though I want to make this very clear for everyone that's here, even though I'm in the tavern keep, guys, I'm still the face of the community. I came from the community and I'll always be for the community. I'm basically a representative for you guys. And I'm not a developer. I cannot code. But I'm there to provide the devs with information around, what you guys want, what I've been seeing in the chats, what the brokers been seeing in the chats, and I'm also there to give my opinion as a community, as a representative of the community, not as my own opinion, as a representative of the community on when the devs ask me about opinions regarding changes, right? So I've seen some people saying, "Oh no," and he's in Tavern Skip now and blah blah blah. No. I'm still Esti. I know where I came from, and I'm gonna stick by my roots, right? And the same goes for the Brew Crew. We're here to represent you all. And regarding the price, and I've spoken to the devs about this as well, right? Yeah, it's Etsy. Buy bottles from me. We can't do much about the price. I mean, we launched the protocol, right? The protocol was launched. We had a successful launch. Our anti-bot measures worked. Yeah, the the whitelisted did not dump too much. Yeah, we reached the brewery cap. Then NFT trade delayed us. Then we had to do our own marketplace. Then the war happened. Then the whole market started crashing. Then people needed to do taxes in America, and as as being a node project, then the utility was lacking, so daily claims and sells, and now we're here. So, but it's not like we've abandoned the project. We're working behind the scenes on everything. I mean, as I said before, the Innkeeper coded the marketplace in less than 2 weeks, and it was bug free, and it worked, and there were no security issues. So, it takes some time, to roll out stuff, and he's working, and the other devs are working behind the scenes. I mean, people say marketing isn't ready. You guys have no idea what's going on. For example, with the cook doing partnerships behind the scenes, who we're talking to, what we want to achieve. Right, his DMs are spammed full with potential different partnerships. I can't tell you which partnerships, but they're working. Others say, "What about Twitter?" Well, yeah, when there's something to market, we will market it. The games will be marketed, of course. It's a big part of the tavern. It's a big part of the initial plan of the utility. We will market it, and we will need your support as well. We can do only so much. Twitter rates, for example, spreading the word. This is a community effort, right? And regarding, if we talk price only, we focus on utility, we focus on what we can, on deliver what the vision, what we want to do, and the price will reflect on its own. And exactly, despite it being $1.6, you still get a tons more rather than from the traditional finance system. And last week's AMA we talked about DCAing, and we talked about DCAing in the crypto basics, and I highly encourage everyone be in the crypto basics. There's a lot of great information there. If you had DC8, even the ROI comes quicker. And even at $1.6, even at $1.5, it doesn't matter. You still make money every day. You make at least $3 with one brewery. And I know people want a million real quick, but unfortunately, we can't print money out of thin air. We're not the feds. So I hope that makes sense for everyone regarding the price, because I've seen a lot of people saying price here, price there, and it doesn't even matter that it's being the tavern guys. I mean, ask Burner, ask Monkey, ask Space Gnome. We are observing multiple projects, and at every project we go, it's the same bandwagon. It's the same issues. Price. Everybody talks about price, and most of you forget. I'm not talking about you personally, tavern guys. I'm talking about people. You forget why you invest in the protocol in the first place. Why are you here in the first place? You invested for the vision, most of you. Not to make the quick flip. The tavern has a vision. Other protocols have a vision. And you're here for the vision. You're here for the long ride. We want this to be out for a long time. Why do you think is the liquidity been locked for 1 year? Why are there multi-sig members? Why are 3 people? Why are Quoth and Volt on the multi-sig? Why? It doesn't make sense for why would the devs do all this if they didn't care? It doesn't make any sense. Sorry. Why would we vote to have another member on the multisig? 3 community members on the multisig and 4 devs. Why? It doesn't make sense, guys. And you know what? I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna give to Burner, Monk, and Gnome to just illustrate what I've told you. The state of the market is horrendous at the moment, and the delays that we had. So I'm gonna shut up now and let the others speak.
I just wanted to add to that a little bit. I think everybody you see that's up on stage right now, other than the bartender, me, Burner, Nom, Esty, we're all just investors. But we've invested a lot more than money here. We invest a lot of time. And the only reason we do that is because we believe in the project. This project's had issues. At the moment, most every project that I'm in has had issues one way or another. One of the things I see a lot in chat is about buybacks. And I kind of wanted to say it here while a lot of people are here. The buybacks right now really don't make sense. They really don't. I'm all for a buyback when we have a release. We release the game, we release utility in conjunction with some marketing. A buyback is a great way to turn things around, but it's awful for the project as a whole to start using buybacks for people selling, just for exit liquidity. It's awful. It doesn't help any of us. I mean, it helps whoever it is that's selling at that particular time, but that's it. It helps none of the rest of us. It's not going to turn the chart around until there's utility, until there's a marketing push, until there's a reason behind it. I'm still very happy to be here. So I guess I'll leave it at that.
Anyone else want to add something? I see Burner cooking up as well, so I think Burner could be a great addition here. If Burner wants to speak. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Hey.
Monkey kind of took the words out of my mouth. But yeah, it's pretty much everything that Monkey said. Like everything's burning right now. The whole market's burning. There's only a few projects that I'm in that are even looking positive in the community as a whole. So I think there's a lot of negativity just in crypto as a whole. And if a lot of you, I don't know how many of you guys are grinding through whitelists and doing that whole grind right now, but I think a lot of you guys, if you are doing that, are noticing that even really nice projects are having trouble filling their whitelists right now. There's a lot of exhaustion in the markets.
And guys, we're not here to to shit on the whole market and be like, oh no, this is that. This is the reality. Monkey, you muted your microphone. You want to say something as well, bro?
Yeah, I wanted to add
please.
something
Yeah,
to what
please.
Burner just said. Speaking of the whitelist, like I said, I'm just an investor here. I still invest other places. I still look for different opportunities. It was probably about 20 minutes before this AMA that I actually dropped a comment in one of our private chats that as of today, I just went through my second whitelist. And it's not over, but watching the start of it, it's my second whitelist in a row that I'm highly doubtful that they'll even meet the soft cap in the whitelist. The first one was just awful. It didn't come within. I think they earned about 5% of their soft cap, and this one I don't think is going to make it either. So for me, that's 2 in a row that aren't even going to get off the ground. So that's all I wanted to add.
Thank you. So that's regarding the price. I mean, with the marketplace release, a lot of paper hands we got rid of them, right? Everyone who was there with the marketplace released, breweries were going for 30 meat, 35 meat, 25 meat. 10 of them went for like 1 meat. It's like, and the floor has risen, right? Floor was at 50, now it's at 85, 80. So people are holding breweries. There's a strong, loyal fan base. Yeah, we know. Like there's a loyal supporters that are flooring up the brewery. For example, someone like Sodahim, Azuka, Daril, to name a few names that just come to my mind. It's people are here, they are engaged. So before we move to the AMA questions from the community, 2 more things. You guys remember the polls we ran, the 7 polls? Poll 7 regarding the decay model has been scrapped, and the poll regarding the claim penalty has also been scrapped. And why has this happened? We really like having the community vote, right? We love it. And then on the other hand, we have multiple people in the chat saying, but why are you putting this to the community to vote? We are investors. We have no education regarding that. We shouldn't be allowed to vote on this. We can vote the project to the ground. You should take the decision as developers. You're more educated than us. Why are you doing this? It's all in general chat. You can all read it up. So I personally went to the team guys and exchanged with them regarding this, finding a balance between community votes and taking decisions in-house. And we came up with something that I think you'll be pleased. Listen to this. We will talk about major decisions in-house as the team. When we are ready, we will release the decision as an idea, as a draft. You guys can vote on it. According to the community's feedback and idea, we will then come back together, refine the proposal with what the community has said around the proposal, and re-release it, like we did with the sliding tax. It worked out pretty good. So that's all I have to say regarding that. And that's the last topic I have personally before the community questions. Oh yeah, and one more thing. This one. Nothing else. Actually, that has happened. We have been buying breweries off the market and locked them up in a wallet. That has happened already. We haven't announced it though because we didn't want people to know what price we are doing it. It has happened. Doctor, be quiet. I know you know, but be quiet. Don't tell them what it means. Yeah, Fiji. We the sliding tax. We haven't said the sliding tax will be here indefinitely. Like we're still talking about the sliding tax and how it will happen, when it will happen, how long it will be there. So nothing is set in stone, right? Okay. I think we are ready to open to the house now. Community questions, everyone. Let's go. Anyone has a question? Either pull up your hand or tag me in the chat. I see 4 people have raised their hand. You ready, bartender?
Yes.
All right, let's go. Let's start with some hands. Let's start with Ash King Kell. You're invited to speak, sir. Ashkin Kell, are you here? I've invited you to speak. Right. My T Quinn. Invite you to speak. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, sir.
Hey, how are you guys doing? Thank you for hosting the AMA. I've been in the project since like
Hello.
and I've just been like a lurker in the Discord, so I like what you guys are doing. So I just had two quick questions. One is like the whole deal with NFT trade not listing the breweries, like just pretty much like dead in the water.
I think at this point, yeah, we've focused on having our own marketplace, and we aren't really pursuing things for them anymore because, well, we sort of don't see the need at this point. Having everything internal so that we have control over it works better for us and the holders.
Okay.
Because the royalties and everything come back to the treasury, etc. Whereas if it's done through them, there's also a cut on their platform. So yeah, we see it this way. It benefits everyone involved in the project more.
Okay, yeah, I agree because I was like, we have our own marketplace, so I'm not sure why, but yeah. And the second question is, has the team, played around with the idea of keeping the sliding tax, but also maybe having some of the upgrades and home kits like on a temporary sale to like help with just buy pressure?
Yeah, so this is something I read, and I quite like the idea of it. It's like as people were bringing up before, the USDC sales for the breweries. While it's great for the treasury, obviously, like people are asking the question, what's driving demand for mead? Having something like that, I think, definitely is something that would drive demand for mead, because then people can, pick up these renovations to upgrade their breweries with, and having some excitement, hype, and like marketing around that. I think personally, I quite like the idea of. But
Okay,
yes, I mean it's something we are discussing.
okay, just wanted to check. So that was all my questions. Thank you, guys.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
awesome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Right. Let's do one more. Let's do one more hand. Galaxy Mining. I invite you to speak. Galaxy Mining. There you go.
Hi everyone, how are you?
Hey. Good. How are you?
Good, good. Hey, so I know you guys already talked about this. So my thing is like more like a concern than a question. So I know how the US bringing the USDC is really important and it's for the good for the treasury too. But what are we gonna do in the future to make the meat price increase and bring it to like at least $4 or $5? Not 8 or 9 where it used to be, but at least like 4 or 5, because keep dropping it. And now by bringing the USDC, most of the people gonna prefer to pay in USDC than meat. As if no one is buying meat, then the price is not gonna go up. And people are just selling it, but no one is really like bringing new money into meat.
Do you want to answer this, bartender? Or would you like me to step in?
Yeah, I was just going to ask. Do you want to answer it? Or...
No, go on. Go on. Feel free. Feel free. I've talked a lot.
Okay. No. Yeah. So basically, the Tavern Games is a really important aspect to address this. It's giving utility for mead, and as we were saying, anyone will be welcome to play these. Obviously, mead's a requirement, and as highlighted by the others earlier, we're going to focus marketing around this when it's released. That's really important. You learn through doing this that marketing around significant events is really important. If you try to just constantly market every day, even if you don't have any news to release, it's far less effective. Whereas if you concentrate bursts of marketing around significant events, it works much more successfully. But yes, so in short, it's the Tavern Games that will bring demand behind mead for that, and obviously utility for it.
Okay, are we looking into any partnering in the future to bring like a for the PvP?
You mean like between projects?
Yes.
Like cross? Yeah. No, we're definitely we are talking with a bunch of different projects at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I think that will answer my question. But do you have any like a certain period of time where you're gonna be launching the game?
We're leaving it as soon at the moment because, yeah, we've addressed this before in chat. If you give a specific date and then it has to be delayed,
No,
people get
not
disappointed. But
not
if you,
specific dates, but specific time of period you are looking into. Let's say like in 90 days or in like in 6
yeah, no,
months.
it's
Or...
not, it's not going to be that long for the game. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, I think that will answer my question. Sorry, that will, yeah, that's good.
Awesome.
Right.
Thank you.
Awesome. Right.
I'd just like to point out, though, that if you're looking at this project, and I think that pretty much everybody in the audience here and most people that are active in this Discord, if you're in this project and you believe in the future and you think that things are going well, or things are going well, at least on the development side, obviously the price doesn't look great, but this is very much going back down to a bottom in price. So you're basically in at the very bottom if this really takes off.
Exactly. Exactly. Good. What else do we have here? Morton Crisis dice game. Will we be betting against each other or the treasury house? Where do the winnings losses go? Do you plan to allow betting on other tokens beside medias? Yeah, exactly. I think that's a bartender question. That one.
Sorry, which question is? So I was reading one that I was tagged in. Which question is this?
It's from Morton Crisis. Let me tag you to it real quick so you can see it.
Okay.
It's this one.
Cheers.
You're welcome.
Okay, dice game. The dice game will be against the house, and winnings will go to the treasury. And do you plan to allow betting on other tokens besides Mead, USDC, AVAX? At the moment, it would just be Mead, but we could always look at having USDC and AVAX. I think that becomes slightly more complicated, just in terms of how the contracts work. But I mean, the innkeeper would know a bit more on that, and especially like the legal side of things. In terms of like gambling licenses and stuff, if you start introducing more aspects to something, it becomes slightly more tricky.
Exactly. We have some ideas regarding how we can improve the utility of the games, but we always have to keep in mind, guys, if it's legal and regarding gambling licenses as well. I mean, we have a legal team behind us. I think you guys we've said this many times. Yeah, the team, the project has lawyers, but it needs also everything has to be legal. Otherwise, we get shut down, and we don't want to get shut down. So that's why we're careful with the games and what we do, what we don't do. Akama is asking any plans to upgrade the way the brewery NFTs look. This has been a major talking point, in the community, regarding skin prices, more skins, skins having utility. It has been hinted that they'll have more utility, and there are talks going on behind the scenes regarding that and regarding looks and regarding skins. Unfortunately, Akamai, it's information. It's confidential information. We're cooking something up behind the scenes, so don't worry. We'll release something maybe next week, maybe a week after. I can't tell you an exact time period, but it's something we're talking about. So it is happening. It is happening. Like a lot is happening. Also regarding the games, as I said before, DICE and the other one, which has been hinted as well, they don't take long time at all. So no, it's not going to be 90 days. A lot sooner than that. But the third one, the Space Gnomes, the Brew Crew game, that's the big one. That'll take a lot of time to develop. I'm not saying a year or something like that. No. But it will take more time than the DICE game and the other game to develop. But I'd say it'll be fun. The game will be good. The PvP game. Right. Do we have more hands? Yes, we do. Savathor, let's go. Hey.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Just wanted to ask, with regards to the current upgrades, is there going to be more utility in regards to adding more upgrades that could potentially tie in with the games and stuff like that? Because I'm new, by the way, to this. So currently the upgrades look like it's more of an incentive to just either claim faster or earn more to sell more. So is there going to be more upgrade options possibly coming?
I can't tell you if it's more upgrade, more of them, but what we are looking at is, the current ones that we have to, make them more attractive, or at least, change them up a bit. I mean, we want to.
Okay.
Yeah. The current upgrades. I mean, the yeast, the metal kegs and stuff.
Mhm.
It's about fermentation and increasing the rewards over time. These
Yeah.
were made to increase long-term holding, right? Because when the breweries were scarce, and then you have the kegs that do the 10% extra, and you reset the fermentation period, over time that 10% they add up, right? So
Yeah.
that made sense. Now with the current state of the protocol and what we want to release, it makes sense to either add different upgrades or revamp the ones that don't get used. You know what I mean? So we're looking at it. Yeah. We're definitely looking at it. Like the upgrades are a big thing.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're looking at it. But we can't do everything at the same time. You know what I mean? So.
Oh no! I get that.
Yeah.
I'm a dev myself, so I understand that fully.
Yeah.
I was just thinking with the games that are coming as well, it's a perfect place because we've got the upgrade mechanism. It's a perfect opportunity to more upgrades that can contribute to, say, the PvE game and stuff like that.
And
Yeah.
I can share something regarding the PvP game though, because that
PvP. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. The PvP game, that's the idea, right? I don't know if it will happen as we envision it, but the idea is that the PvP game will have every aspect of the protocol that we have, skins, renovations, everything that we have will be incorporated in the PvP game. So
awesome.
Exactly, and then we have created some other game utilities that are there that would need to be bought. Yeah, you can get, and these are also as we call it, renovations, right? For example, one thing we have introduced, what we came up with, again, guys, I'm not saying this will be released, but just for your information, is like a repair kit. So we are looking at adding more and more stuff. Definitely.
Awesome.
We want me to
great. That's all. That's all I had anyway.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Blues Carrick, let's go. Invited you to speak, sir.
Perfect. Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, first of all, wanted to give a little bit of context too for this sliding tax that guys have mentioned before. I'm also in the Thor protocol, and exactly how you guys mentioned, this decreasing the daily sale pressure. We've been seeing that over the last 2.5, 3 weeks after the price had bottomed out and was basically on a steady 3 to 5% drop every day at the same, almost identical to what we're seeing right now in this protocol. So they, in addition to some of their development side, they implemented this sliding tax. It's been working really well. So, just for anybody else that's got questions about, this, oh my God, I can't sell every day that I want. Well, right. We also, also what we saw was people who were invested in this protocol, and who were believing in the project and not just the short-term flippers and sellers. Those guys exited quickly once we announced the sliding tax. So same thing in this project. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, we already have seen a lot of the progress with people who are trying to exit the NFTs really quickly for a quick buck, for the quick flip profit. We saw those already getting wiped up, sold for pennies and for 40, 30, 40, 50 mead, even 10 mead. So I think the people that's what, again, just further to prove your point, that I think the people that are staying in the project, the longer that this goes, the more we're seeing the stability, and that sliding tax could do nothing but help with decreasing more of that sale pressure. I wouldn't be surprised if that helps provide some of that stability that you guys are wanting. Now, on top of that, my question for you guys is, for the tavern games, have you guys thought about an idea of like a drink one mead option for a minor percentage boost in your winning percentage chances if you're playing against the house? Just something that would tie up more mead.
Since I don't know if you've been here from the beginning, but since we want to launch the dice game as fast as possible, it will be very plain. You bet against the house, and you either win or lose, right? And the UI will be it will be presentable, but not as we want it to be. For the V2 version, though, we and I like that you mentioned that, Blues. We will collect suggestions from the community, in how to improve our games, right? Because we really want to go forward with the tavern games. So definitely for the V2 version, we're looking out for ways to increase the utility of meat. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
thank you.
I've been in since I haven't hit all of the AMAs, but I have been in since I think about a week after the launch. So I've been excited about the way you guys have been developing it. I would much rather, with some of the security risks that we've had with other projects, not here, um, with people getting hacked, getting sniped from the treasury, things like that, because they rushed the protocol out, they rushed some of the development to try and meet some of the initial demand from investors. I'd say I've become much more patient with everyone and saying, I'd much rather take your time, make sure it's right, done right. We lock up any potential security risks and close those loops, and that way because that would hurt the protocol more than 2 week delay, longer than what you guys would want to push it out. So I definitely appreciate what you guys are doing.
Thank you, sir. And this is also, why, when we release the marketplace startup, we made sure everything works, right? The security is a big aspect. I mean, I don't want to name any project, but as you've seen, there's been some major hacks going on around the DeFi space. Lately, a lot of money has been pulled out of treasuries. So thank you very much, sir, for your support, and we really appreciate it. Moving on. Do we have any more questions in the chat? I've seen the button and the boys have been typing in the chat. Right. Any more questions regarding today's AMA, guys? Jenkins, you're on the list. You're on the BR list. Jenkins, you're on the BR. You're in the BR spreadsheet from Spacedom. You're on it. The innkeeper is working on it. Once he's done developing the dice game, it'll take some time. We'll get your BR back. Don't worry, Jenkins. Info. Yeah, I talked to the innkeeper about this. He knows. The spreadsheet is there. He knows. Right. Do we have any more questions, everyone?
SD.
Yes.
I had a comment.
Please.
The last speaker really made me remember something. I don't know that this is widely known, but there have been attempts on our marketplace to hack, bot the marketplace, and so far the innkeeper's code has stopped them all. He caught one. I guess it was similar to a front running bot trying to massively overcharge somebody, and his code caught it. He actually went into the code and checked it and saw what happened, and it stopped them. And I thought that was wonderful. I thought it was great. As many issues as we've seen lately, um, to know that people are trying and they're getting stopped cold just tickles me to death.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. I think we touched on this in the crypto basics 101 study, didn't we, Monkey? When we talked about the front running bot. I think we did.
May have
Yeah.
touched on it a bit, but yeah.
Okay.
I know it's been tried, and so far it's been stopped here. So
yeah,
that's great, in my opinion.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, guys. Like as Monk said, like there's been so much going on behind the scenes that we're not sharing because it just happens and we deal with it. But security is a big aspect of what we're doing here, and the innkeeper is doing. That's why it takes time to develop the contracts. Yeah, the launch was very nice. Do we have any more questions regarding today's AMA? Oh yeah, I just remembered Peppa asked where I'm from. You guys want to guess in the chat where I'm from, real quick? Someone guess I'm gonna say yes or no. No, come on, no, 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 no. No, neither, no. You won't get it. Yeah, Earth, yeah, that's correct. I'm from Earth. Maybe I'm a robot as well. Yeah, Heaven, that's a good one. I'm from, here's some, yo, here's some alpha from you guys. I'm from here. Right. Then, since the bartender is here, and you know he's gonna, and him and me will talk up, we'll sync up with the team afterwards. We would like to have some feedback from you guys regarding today's AMA. Did you like it? Constructive criticism. Some feedback, please. Feedback. Any chance we would skip reduced claim tax if we buy breweries on marketplace? Sekizi, we will talk about this I think in next AMA. That's not been decided yet, but we're talking about that. We're talking about it behind the scenes. I will get to you in next AMA 100%. AMA too short.
Dusty.
What's up,
I
Boomer?
invited Peanut the Destroyer up to the stage here.
Yeah? Let's go. Peanut?
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
What's
Hey,
going
how are
on?
you?
Hey, Peter.
Hey, man.
I am doing terrific. Peanuts for everybody.
Woo.
All right. Anyway, so I had a quick question. It's what is the thought in structuring the tax system around trying to maintain a certain number when it comes to the price action? So, for instance, let's say the number is $5, and if it goes below that, the sell tax would be much higher, and the buy tax would be lower. And if it goes above that, that reverses. And obviously, it would go in increments depending on how far it goes above that number. That way, it kind of tries to maintain that $5. What are your thoughts?
What I can share with you is we currently don't have a buy tax, and we don't want to implement a buy tax, so that falls away. Regarding you saying the tax increasing and decreasing, we believe that when we release the sliding tax, when you it's gonna be wallet based. So once you claim or sell, right, it resets back to 90%. So that way, it would stop the the daily selling, and it would give us a grace period of like 28 days. Yeah. So in that time, there would be buyer pressure coming from the games, and therefore drive price action back up. Of course, let's say if we implement that and that fails as well, or it doesn't work out as we want it to do, which is very, very unlikely, then we would be looking at what you said. But this is
Okay.
a lot further down the line. But I
Okay, gotcha.
like the suggestion.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting suggestion for sure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys were focusing on wanting to maintain a certain price point, or to see how high we can get this price. You know what I mean? That's all.
Definitely, thank you. But as I've said before, what we want to do is really focus on utility, and we want the market and the price to reflect on its own. So, as I said,
Priorities.
Yeah, exactly. We're very, very focused on utility, right? So that's what we're doing.
Awesome. Well, it's good to talk to everybody. Thank you for answering my questions.
You're welcome.
Well,
Peanut.
question.
Thank you for the positive vibes. Thank you very much,
All right.
sir. Keep it up.
Take care. Keep
care.
up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
Take care, man.
Take it easy.
Right. Lock and load. This is why we're doing these on a weekly basis, right? So every Wednesday we do an AMA. It's exactly what we're doing it. That's why we're doing it. It will white bug. we'll see. We'll see. It's as I said, regarding the sliding tax, guys. It will once the draft is ready, we will talk about this again. And my baby, for the polls can only be voted by brewers. Only brewers can vote on them. It's not for everyone. Only verified brewers can vote on the polls. That's why around 1,000 people voted, my baby, and not 10,000. Because it's only brewers only. And I know that you won't believe me, but I personally am checking the votes manually to look who is voting and who it isn't. I don't know if that's possible.
I think what I think what I don't know how to pronounce MBH maybe. They're talking about. I briefly replied to them before about this. A way of doing it, you could have a Google Docs so that I think they mean people can't see what other people are voting. So there's no sort of leading leading influence of no bias of
okay,
like
right,
everyone else has voted for this, I'll vote for that. It's definitely something we could try. My concern was that the more inaccessible to Discord you make it, the less likely people are to do it. I mean, I could be wrong, but if you run a poll in Discord, it's a lot easier for people to just quickly react after having read it. If you get a poll through Google Docs, for example, people might be less inclined to go and vote. And obviously, we do want as many people, as many brewers as possible voting. Like we want like a good sample size. But yeah, it's definitely something we can look at.
But to add to that, I mean, if you look at poll 7 that we have in the hashtag poll channel, it's not like the polls are biased. I mean, some are some polls are very clear and others are very close. Like poll 7, for example, the decay system. So I don't think that that's an issue. Yeah, there you go. Like poll 7 has 489 votes for yes and 332 for no. So it's 54 people want to know when Half-Life 3 comes out. So do I, but it will never happen. So yeah, I mean, it's a good suggestion, my baby, but I mean, I don't know if it's worth, because people, I don't know. We're gonna look at it though. Don't worry, I'll bring this to the team. The AMAs are being recorded. I'm listening to them. Then I'm making my notes and stuff to present them to the team. So, in the hashtag polls channel, Metaverse Donkey.
About the polls thing, there's something to be said though about as long as we're keeping a healthy community and we have healthy discourse, there's something to be said about keeping the poll kind of open the way it is right now. Because when people feel like they need to hide, that's usually a bad sign for the community.
I also think the majority of people who've verified their brewery ownership, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think there'll be much of a bias personally, because I feel like the people that are around listening to these AMAs, getting involved and voting, I feel like they're taking the time to read these things. They're not just voting for the first number they see. You know what I mean? And yeah, as Esty pointed out, poll 7, obviously people did read through it. They didn't just vote for the most voted for option. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's a subject that is contentious and it's not just the sentiment only goes one way in the chat, it's showing up in the polls. I'm not really too worried about bias, really.
Good. I also want to say, because we're in the AMA section right now, I want to say a big thank you to everyone for voting on the multi-sig poll. It's really I'm really thankful that the community puts so much trust in me as ST, right? It's a big responsibility to be in the multi-sig. So I wanted to, for everyone who's here and has voted for me being in the multi-sig, big thank you to everyone. Very very humbling, very very honored and privileged Just so you guys know. Thank you very much. Right. So I would say let's wrap this up then. Thus, it's been a good AMA. We are at 1 hour and 5 minutes. Usually we're overdoing this like 1 hour and 40. Yeah, Monkey's from Alabama, right? Monkey's like, I got myself a Toyota 4-cylinder. That's Monkey, right? So you know. So. So yeah, Monkey's from Alabama, Canada. Burners from Canada, right? So. Anyways, some feedback, guys, please, because we need this for the team meeting later. Constructive feedback, anyone, please. I don't know. We DM me about this. DM me about this. I don't know. We'll talk about this in the DMs. Right. Right. Yeah, Fiji. I mean, Fiji. Regarding that real bottle tavern branded liquor thing, we have had some offers from actual real distillery, brewers, your people who run distilleries, right? And they told us that hey, if you want, we can brew you real stuff in real life. We also had offers from exactly. Look at Sambo knowing what I want to say. We also had offers about people telling us, yeah, we can do merge and you can buy with meat only, and it's cool, to have real life utility, right? And we're definitely looking at this down the line. But at the moment, we're so focused on the games. If we consider it, it'll be a lot later down the line. But it's not impossible, guys. Not impossible. Just want to say that. Not impossible. Fiji, I'll tag you in the announcement as well if you want. You can buy it I'll ship it personally to you if you want it on one of the first. We can do that as well. Right. Let's wrap this up then, everyone. Yeah, Fiji. I'll tag you. I'll call you. Right. Thank you to everyone who was here. It was a great AMA. I enjoyed it a lot. The boys enjoyed it a lot. I think the bartender enjoyed it a lot. Being back into the game again. Also, thank you for the engagement. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for voting on our polls. Yeah, as I said before, I would really appreciate if you could give us some quick feedback in here regarding if you like the AMA, some constructive criticism. And yeah, that's it from us, guys. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Right, awesome. That's that.